It is at peak, so I am going to use it. It has a nice sweet smell. It's puffy, so it's domed on top. That lets you know it's still active. Once it starts to sink back down, it's past peak, and you usually want to use a starter like this when it's at peak, not after peak. So we are going to put this in our recipe. We're just making a basic sourdough loaf. So I have my bowl, and I've tared my scale to 0, and I'm gonna put in 100 grams of active starter. That webbing is such a good sign. It is bubbly, it is active and ready to go. So that is in there. Now we're going to add our water, just filtered water. Again, I use this from my fridge. I just refill this water bottle. I'm gonna tare my scale back to 0, and it's 350 grams of filtered water. Okay. And we're going to mix that. So I am going to move my scale. I'm going to take this off, set it on the counter. I use a dough whisk. You can use a spatula. You can use a spoon. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so I've mixed that together. It's just a really milky liquid. It's kind of frothy as well. I'm going to put it back on. I'm just going to leave my dough whisk in there. I'm just going to tare it back to 0. Now I'm adding in my flour. So this is 500 grams of unbleached white flour is what I'm using. And then before I mix it, I'm gonna just tare it back to 0, and we're gonna add our salt before we mix this. So it is just 10 grams of salt. I have the coarse sea salt. I've done the Himalayan pink salt. I feel like I like coarse better, but salt is salt. So whatever you want to use is great, but you do need it. It helps with the rise and fermentation and the taste, so you want it. So I got 10 grams in there, and we are just gonna mix this together. And this is why I wear an apron, because I get flour all over myself. So I'm gonna take off my rings. I'm gonna use my hands at this point. I'm gonna get this extra dough off, and then I'm going to wet my hands. Wetting your hands is what's gonna help you be able to handle the dough a little bit better. Hands are wet. Just gonna go in, and I'm gonna knead this dough. You're gonna wanna knead it so it's really mixed. You don't want any pockets of flour. And yes, you are going to get dirty. Do you have to go in with your hands? No. You can just use the whisk or spatula or whatever you are using. But sometimes it's just more fun to use your hands, get a little bit dirty. In here. And now I'm gonna cover it. Again, I have these cute covers that are stretchy and reusable, which is really nice. I'm gonna set it on here, and we're gonna set a timer for 1 hour, and then we are going to do our first set of stretch and folds.